What's going on, everybody? Lucca Tonelli with the Solomon Group here at Coldwell Banker Action. Today we're going to be covering the pros and cons of open houses from the seller's perspective and the buyer's perspective. So we're going to start up here with the pros. With an open house for the seller, you get a greater reach for entry-level buyers. So they might not necessarily have an agent that they're working with yet. So you might be able to get them into your house without an agent. Just very first steps that they're going to be taking. You also have added marketing exposure. So these open houses will get advertised on all of the different platforms, so you can reach a lot more groups of people. Moving over to the cons, you might get more quote-unquote lookers, so people that aren't necessarily super interested in buying but just want to take a look at the property. And then it can be a little bit overwhelming just for newer sellers. There's going to be so many people there looking at their house. It's going to be a little hectic. Now moving over to the buyer's perspective, we have a bunch of pros here. So for the new buyers, you can view multiple properties and kind of narrow in what they're looking for. And going to an open house is a relatively easy thing to do. So that kind of ties in right here. Flexible timing, no set schedule. So you can kind of just go whenever you want. You don't necessarily need an agent to go to one of these, so you can just go whenever you're ready. Moving over to the cons, this is going to make it really competitive for those buyers. There's going to be so many people there that's a lot of competition that the buyer is working with, and that might not be the easiest thing when you're trying to buy a house. You don't want to have a lot of people that are also looking at the same house you are, because then you're going to have to put in a much more competitive offer. And finally, you don't have that one-on-one that you're going to have if you go to a showing with an agent that you're working with. So any questions that you might have, the agent holding the open house might be a little bit busy with other people. So that one-on-one is a little bit lost at these open houses. So that's just giving you a little bit of an overview on the pros and cons of holding an open house from the buyer and the seller's perspective. If you or someone you know is looking to go to an open house, that's great. If you're looking for a one-on-one showing, feel free to reach out to me. My contact info is below.